Yeah, in a nutshell, I'm gonna just kind of give you guys a turnaround, with like all the best design cues of the RF. We're super proud of finally unveiling this vehicle. Obviously, from the past generation, we kind of gave up the smile. You can see, the front face is going much more sophisticated. But even so, the RF compared to the soft top, we're broadening the audience. And we've done focus groups where a lot of the current MX-5 soft top buyer wouldn't maybe consider this one, even though they think it's really cool, because the soft top is really for the purest kind of two-seater experience. But what we realized, there's so much more broader audience where people that will never consider a two-seater that now look at this vehicle to be like, I could drive this in the city. I don't have to be in the PCH. This is really a complete different experience that we're able to accomplish. So the way we kind of did it is, from day one, designers kind of never entertained this kind of double top and have this the retractable fastback kind of landing vertical on the body. We've always considered having this kind of buttress scenarios, and the idea is to really kind of transfer all of the volumes rearward to give you this kind of dynamism. The other thing that it does is when you look at the overall silhouette, it compares to a lot of the classic, Italian vehicle from the 50s and 60s that stayed embedded, kind of into your mind, and it's such easy to fall in love with that silhouette. So again, it's more of that coupe-like aesthetic that we're trying to target. So what's very interesting is we work really hard, designers and engineers together, and how to put this thing together. One thing we're super proud of is how did we achieve actually this cut line. And most of other manufacturers, that shut line is actually a lot lower from a packaging issue, which kind of defragment the whole three-quarter panel, and you kind of lose the whole thematic. What we've done is able to compress all of the hardware in such ways we move that shut line into that crisp where those two surfaces kind of meet. So when you walk through the vehicle, that shut line actually disappears, which is pretty amazing because you have that whole quarter panel looking like very much seamless. Now, from a graphic standpoint, obviously we didn't want to land, again, vertical here. We had to stretch it. Even if this is black out to not see the hardware, it really helps for the car to all feel a lot more of that kind of rear dynamism. Something else very interesting with the vehicle, we want for you to fall in love with the vehicle, we want your eyes to contain the volume. So there is so much plan view in all of the lines. You can see that from the front, on the hood, reflection-based surfacing, everything is very circular, and even the ratio of where the placement of the tail lamps are really much centered to the vehicle, and you have this pretty kind of consequent offset between the wheel lip. All of this is to really accentuate this kind of concentric dynamism from top view. So your eyes really circle the car very quickly and help with this kind of irrational seduction. I can go in there and show you the cinematic of opening. And go back up again. So obviously the experience is, very much contrasted. If you want to go on a PCH and have this kind of exposure, to the airflow, put the top down. But when you put the top up, obviously the experience will be much more isolated. The NVH noise have been reduced considerably on this vehicle. So I think that, again, the target is much broader. We have people that never thought about buying a two-seater sports car. From an interior perspective, not much has changed with the MX-5 soft top. We do have one grade with the Napa leather. We have a bigger kind of LCD screen on the left of the gauges. And then we see you have kind of the switch to open the whole thing up and down. So yeah, if you have any other question, feel free to walk around. I can take some few questions now and then, yeah.
Is there any safety benefit or structural benefit
Well, the structure for the rollover, you still have this kind of a headrest structure. So that will be your main protection if you're rolled over. Obviously this would allow for more protection, even though from a crash perspective, you still have the headrest back to.
Is there a rating for the roof load? So if you were going to carry a surfboard or something like that?
I don't know this.
We'll look into that. We'll get back to you on that one, Jason.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
In terms of trunk, you losing, how much trunk space you losing?
Again, no. This is pretty amazing. We're able to package everything into a really nice bento box in the middle. So from a volume standpoint, nothing has been lost, actually.
Roughly the weight difference?
The weight is about a child sitting next to you on the passenger seat. What, 7, 8 years old?
Over 100 pounds.
100 pounds, yeah.
Yeah.
And the balance ratio is very much the same. We talk about the 50-50 to get the perfect driving dynamics. Obviously, even though some of the weight could be transferred slightly to the back, it depends on the amount of gas that you put in the gas tank, more or less. But it's still very much a 50-50 driving dynamic scenario.
What was your all's take before with the hard top? Was it, you expected higher this time, 60-40?
Initially, it was relatively low. As the third generation of MX-5 went on in time, it became higher and higher and higher. It was a predominance of the vehicles at the end were power retractable hardtop models. I think that's somewhat of what happens with this segment in particular. Is as it went on further, it became perhaps less of a sports car and more of a touring car, and so we saw a greater preponderance of the retractable hardtop models at that point. This and the soft top are two very different vehicles. They simply have a different personality. You'll find that when you drive it. The soft top is much more of a true sports car. As Julian said, this is a little bit more of a GT type experience because you do have, it feels more like a coupe experience because of the sound deadening differences. You'll find that when you drive it. It definitely has two different personalities, whether it's top up or top down as well.
For that reason, did you look at things like exhaust to see whether you would tune that differently?
I actually don't know the answer to that. Stan, do you know the answer to that?
No,
We'll find an answer for you. We'll find an answer for you. I know that we have spent an awful lot of time on exhaust tuning. And look at all the things that Dave went into yesterday as we talked about details of just controlling wind noise, for example, and NVH issues. So tuning is critical. This car, probably more than any vehicle that we build, purely because it's built to have you literally plugged into the vehicle to become one with the car when you drive it. But we'll find an answer for you on that.
Thank you.
Jeremy, does the female take tend to be much higher for this? I mean, guys are willing to yank the soft top over you, but you get a much higher female take with this?
On the outgoing car, we did. On the third generation car, we did indeed. And some of that is also a perception of safety. Just physically having something that's a little bit more solid around you. If you're in a you're in a downtown area, you feel potentially you could feel less safe. It's not dissimilar to the perception of safety that comes with an SUV with that slightly higher driving position as well. You feel you've got greater visibility. The concept of having things around you, so yes, it does lend itself towards that.
What was the mile an hour up to what mile per hour?
6.
6, yeah.
So we encourage you, the tops will all be up when you go out to the cars. We encourage you to start off with top up so you can get a sense for how quiet it is with the top up, and then eventually go ahead and lower the top whenever you guys would like. Definitely experience growth.
And these are all GTs out here?
Yes.
But this comes in the full trim line, just like the
Yes.
soft?
Yeah.
No sport.
Or no sport, sorry.
So
Yeah.
Club and
Club and GT.
Oh, Club and GT.
Yeah. And again, the launch editions when we first, the pre-sale we sold all 1,000 within a week. So these are also in the dealership now. Starting price is $31,555.
Is that higher than before?
Yes. So the old one had about an $1,800 price difference. This one relative to the trim line it's based on. So it, when they were doing the marketing studies, there was definitely a solid look of how to price it, and this definitely has a lot more premium look to it relative to when the top is down on the old PHRT. It looks just like another soft top. So there was some pricing power in that.
So Jacob, the price differences between the soft top and this one?
Yes, relative to the model it's based on. So GT or Club, it's about a $2,600 difference.
That's a big jump. 800, 2,600, right?
The top material, you mentioned it. Is it aluminum or steel?
It's
It's aluminum, yeah. It's super lightweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many do you typically sell? You mentioned the 60 for this and 40 for
60/40,
this.
yeah.
So what is it?
So last month we sold a little over 1,000. It kind of ranges anywhere from average sales of total MX-5s anywhere from 600 up to 1,100 maybe depending on the season. So take that in 60/40.
It is obviously a very seasonable car.
Yeah.
Right. Given the weather changes over the last couple of months, the fact that it hasn't been as cold as it historically would be across the Midwest and the East Coast. Quite frankly, we've had a couple of very surprisingly successful months, sales-wise, given that it's the middle of winter. And it's a relatively limited use vehicle in that, in as much as it's a rear-wheel drive sports car. With not a lot of ground clearance, it's not something you would necessarily buy when there's 8 feet of snow on the ground. But obviously, it is very seasonal. As through the summer, we expect to see sales pick up a little bit from there.
Julian, in terms of just the on the line when you're manufacturing this, you're just replacing this middle piece, the rear fascia door, nothing changes. You're just replacing this middle section.
Yeah, actually, all of what you see in the back has been replaced. Obviously, we kept the door, but all of this is all new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing changes rear the fascia. You don't have to change any of that.
No, we kept the lamp, we kept the lower bumper, but all of those trim, even the trunk, the cutout and everything lands is all different. And the idea is really to always be kind of submissive to the reflection, meaning like all of those shut line, the reflection should be the master of how you fall in love with the vehicle because of the rhythm that they draw around the vehicle. So those shut lines should not contradict, the beauty of those reflections, and that's why we kind of articulate all of the shut line accordingly.